What's going on, guys? The starting car is the Mazda RX-3. Okay, let's talk about magnets. Everyone that has played with magnets knows that they repel and they attract. And for this build, we're going to take advantage of both of those. Hey, get over there. Get over there. Get over there. Come on. There we go. Okay, right. One bad thing about magnets is they stick to metal things. So if you're thinking, hey, I'm going to use my tweezers, my ruler, my hobby knife, hey, let's use this little spoon file. Yeah, it's going to be a mess. That was a little bit annoying. Alright, let's get these magnets out of here. So I started by chopping up the hood there and stripping the paint. These little swing arms on the wheel are from a Bandai AT-ST. The rear thrusters are snaps for clothing. I glued it all together and started testing out the repulsion. There are two magnets inside of these thrusters in the back. And I need to offset some magnets in a base like this. And I put one in the wheel as well. That is attracting to hold the wheel to the base. To make the base, I used these three different sizes of sand. We have small, medium, and not so medium. And we made this little cookie here. Testing out, see if it works. Yep. We have hoverage. And I painted that up. Alright, let's look at some detail here. Got some detail on the bottom there. And you can see the back. This is my engine detail I made with different bits of model kits, some wires. We have our suspension there that's moving. And it rolls. Alright, I added some teeth here with styrene in the wheel wells for an extra little detail. And another test. Good to go. Everything built, we're going to look at assembling the parts. Alright, you can see here we have our teeth in the wheel wells, our bumper. This is scratch built out of some styrene. I have a little perforated firewall here, some detail on the side with some triangle bar. Put the windshield in first, and I cut out the side windows. I only kept the front and the little rear triangles there. The very back had to leave so I could put the engine in, and that will go in next. I ended up adding a little bit more detail onto there, and that slides in like so, for a nice reveal of detail out of the back window. Alright. The next piece is the bottom. You can see there's a nice bit of detail on there. Some model bits, paper clip, sanding mesh, all kinds of little things. Slots right in there. Next is the wheel with the swing arms. And there's actually a little brass tube on there for a hinge. And I'll start by putting the little styrene rods into some tubes right behind the headlights. That will kind of seat everything where it needs to go. And that gives me the lineup for putting this piano wire in. Just line this up. It actually goes through the base and locks everything together real nice. It is a little bit fiddly to get in, so I will speed this up here. Basically, you have to make sure everything is perfectly lined up. And there we go. Pop the suspension back into place, and we are all assembled. I'm liking the way everything looks. Time to prime. I started with a base coat of orange, dark orange, and then I tried to fade some lighter orange. It doesn't come across too well in the pictures, but here's the interior detail. You can see the engine there, the interior with the console. Here's a rough, unfinished picture of the bottom, and the finished monowheel. So the theme for this build was monowheel, and in the rules we could only have one wheel touching the ground, nothing else. So I thought it was a really good opportunity to try out some magnetic levitation, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. You can see some nice detail here. The thrusters with that blue, light blue glow. Wheel turns alright, and suspension still moves and pops out there. You can see that firewall. It's a little bit grimy. I didn't want to go too overboard on the weathering on this car. So for me, when I do these cyber or sci-fi style builds, I like to keep the weathering to a minimum. You can see there's a little bit of dust on there. It shows up on the wheel and the swing arm quite a bit, but the body is, you know, the dust is a beige on orange. It doesn't really come across. Some detail of the inside, looking through the window. You can see that center console there, the yellow interior. And actually, I painted this to go with another car that I did previously, this Cyberpunk Flyer. And I used a similar paint scheme and some similar techniques for building. Actually, they both have parts from ATST and the Snowspeeder kits, and they look really good together. Best friends. Alright, here's some pictures of the build. As always, I want to thank everybody for watching the video, subscribing and liking. Feel free to ask any questions you have about the build down below in the comments. That's all for this time, and I'll see you on the next build.